Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting live show. Appreciate y'all hanging in with me. I know I've been late the last couple of days. Got some stuff going on. Got some things going on right before the show starts. Happy wife, happy life. So remember that, or happy husband, whatever rhymes with that. Although whatever, that's not how the saying goes. Let me start getting into some stuff. I'll just jump right out and just say, I still love Devin Vassell so much. I'm not sure if any of y'all saw the video that I put out last night, put out pretty late. We got some really great value on him. He's at 15.5 now for Devin Vassell. I still think that's an awesome bet. I'm going to already just put that up on the bottom line. Haven't had a chance to get that scrolling yet. Let me add some of that stuff. Really wish we had hit Benny Matz last time. I'm looking at some of these plays from last time. All of them hit. We had Boston hit. Damn, bro, that's great. We had Benny Matz hit, Boston hit. We went 4-0 just on the leans on the show last time. I forgot about that entirely. I'm going to just put that up right here because I love that. That's crazy. These were the leans last time in the show. Let's see how this saves. Save that. We hit Benny Matz. We hit Boston on this SGP. We hit Vooch. Vooch, we should have taken the points. He didn't hit the 3. He hit the points. And then Yabusele got his as well on that last second bucket, which was awesome. But I'm putting Devin Vassell right now on the leans on the bottom line. I'm going to scroll through these comments as well, see what we got going. As always, let me remind y'all to bring your bets, jump in the comments, and then we'll take a look at that stuff together. But I think he's still good at over 15.5 points for Devin Vassell. I love that bet. I just want to come on and say, because I was watching it last time because I had Stephon Castle in that Spurs-Wizards game, and Stephon Castle didn't take any shots in the second half because Devin Vassell took all of them. And then you look at the health for him, and he's back. He should be good to go. So I love that play. I'm going to get my screen up here in a minute and start sharing with y'all so that we can get it going with the bets that you guys have. So jump in the comments with whatever you got. Quick reminder too, I'm going to be scrolling on the bottom line with the leans that we pick up on the show. And then we're also going to have that going in the pinned comment on the YouTube video. So if you check out the YouTube video after this, you'll find those plays as well. And then also just one last reminder while we get into it and everybody's jumping in here, got the link to the description, and in the description of the video, got links to everything you need, the tools that I'm using, as well as the link to the WAP.com account if you want to jump in the VIP Discord. You don't want to miss any of the bets that I'm putting out there. All those links are in the description of the video as well. I'm going to share this Props Madness screen here with y'all. We're going to get it going. Let me see what some of the bets are that we have in here too, though, while I'm with it. So we got a lot of people in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Got Free Sauce and Mike, a couple of the VIP cappers up in the Discord as well. What's up, Phil Phillips with Ant and his threes, Ant Ray Allen Young, or Ray Allen Edwards, we can call him. Let me see real quick. What's up? Michael likes Ant 25 tonight. So we have to look at Ant clearly because we got a couple people. We got Phil, we got Michael talking about it. Let me put up the up next stuff here so that it's what we want to look at. All right, so we're going to look at Ant. We'll just look at points and assists for him, at both of them, to make sure that we are covering what everybody wants to look at. Let's see what else we got. Tatum being the Green Mamba tonight. Certainly not willing to give him that moniker, but I'll at least look at Jay Tate tonight. I mean, he thinks he's Green Mamba. I don't know if he is Green Mamba, but he definitely thinks so. Free Sauce like Sengun on the DD, so a little double for Sengun. In that rematch, right, versus the Clippers again. We got him and Zoo going at it. Trey, is he up to 11 and a half assists? That's a lot, but that is something that you can do if you want against the Wizards. So I got Trey assists in here. I think those are good looks. I'm interested in the we got to look at Grady Dick. Obviously, we got to take a peek at Dick. I'm going to try to keep them to a minimum. They're just going to spill out, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be another annoying show for those of y'all that don't like Dick jokes, but if I'm going to say his name, it's going to happen. I apologize. I have the humor of a 5-year-old, obviously. Cam J, boy, just keeps going. He does not stop. I loved the fate of his rebounds and assists last game. Let's see what those are at, and we can take a look at his points too. We'll took Cam J, we all know who we're talking about here. We got some good looks coming in. We have a lot of opportunity today, so I appreciate all these good looks. Let's see. We got Beasley on the assist. That's interesting. Let's look at that game because y'all coming in with Detroit back-to-back here. Real DeBow wants to talk about Cade and his RA, and then DeJuice wants to talk about Beasley and his assist. Let's take a look at that. And if I get to going and I forget some of the stuff that I'm supposed to go over with y'all, just jump in and remind me. I'm gonna put Cade in there / Beasley for now. Put him as a package that we got to look at. And I still got a few more characters to work with here. So let's see what else we got in the comments. You guys got some good looks. We got to talk about Missi. That was a big debate in the VIP chat this morning, was what do we do with Yves Missi? Incorrectly been called Messi. That is not who this is. This is Yves Missi. Let's see. Jay Poole. Interesting. Deshaun wants to look at Jay Poole under RA. I tried that last game. It didn't work out very well. Or 2 games ago in Houston didn't work out very well. But I kind of think Poole, we should be on just Jordan Poole's points tonight. Interested to see if there's anybody that agrees. But Jordan Poole, he had a very low point prop at like 21.5. And go there. Yeah. Let's see. Adam Bona, which is going to be great when he goes to the Celtics at some point, and then you don't know what they're talking about when they say Adam Bona had a wicked hot Bona. Anyway, Jaden McDaniels over 1.5 steals from the juice. Don't always play that, but let's see. Interesting. We got. I'll put some Denver stuff in here. If anybody gets a Joker update, by the way, I believe Jokic is questionable because his baby is going to be born, so he's got to be there for that. Peyton Watson, what's up? Full court ball up in the VIP too. Good to have you in here, man. Peyton Watson under 7.5 RA is a 13 time in a row hit rate. I like those numbers. Let's put Peyton Watson in there. And the other look in that game was, I gotta look at some other nuggets that we were talking about. This is not the up next. This is the bottom line, which is scrolling. There is a bet on the bottom line already. For those of y'all that have missed it, make sure that is what you're checking out. It comes out right before it says jump in the comments is when you're going to get that. I have other stuff to say in there, but it is Devin Vassell. I like him a lot to score in this game, and he had a pretty low point total for what it should be at. Let's put Peyton Watson in here. I like that look. I haven't looked at him much this year, but I know he's in that starting lineup for Aaron Gordon. All right, here's what we got. We got a lot to look at. Let's get to Minnesota. I mean, let me see where I want to start. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to take my pick of this because let's start with the Wizards and the Hawks and go from there, because that game's coming up early. Just so y'all know, like, I don't look at the Heat anymore. I barely even give it. Like, I just don't even look at it, to be honest. I don't know who's going to give effort. I don't know who Spoelstra is going to play in his rotations. Jimmy Butler's out, so that's good because at least we don't have to worry about if he's going to try or not and impact the game in a way. So without him, I do think there's some overs available, but I hate betting on or around the Heat. So just know that, please. If I don't get to any Heat stuff, it's because I don't give a shit about that team anymore. All right, we're looking at what was the first one that wanted to look at? I believe it was a Hawk, was it not? What am I tripping on already? Yeah, we're talking about Trae Young. All right. Trae Young in this matchup against a very, very bad defense, as we know. So this is props madness. If you guys are not familiar, a couple of reasons I'm going to be using this throughout is obviously I think it's just the best layout overall for everything. And then if you scroll down, you can see a lot of really good information about the matchup, specifically player play type analysis. What type of play is that player scoring his points on? The percentage of points, how many points per game. You can see as the pick and roll ball handler, Trae is scoring 30% of his points off of that play. And that is 8.5 a game. And then he goes to the free throw line in transition and ISO and everything you want to do against this team. So this is going to be one thing I'm going to be using. Other really helpful tool here is the season shot chart. Where is he shooting from? So you can see he's shooting most of his shots above the break, obviously, and then some floaters here in the extended paint. And sometimes he gets all the way to the rim. Rarely is he in the corners, and he's really not taking that mid-range. If he's going into the lane, he's going to get that floater. He's not really pulling up. It's tough to make a mid-range when you're 5'10" or whatever he is, and everybody can block your shot. The last thing is if you hover over the games, you can see all the info that you might need relative to what you're looking for. So love props madness. Would be shouting them out. I think that they are behind a paywall now. Still worth $20. Pips hasn't given me a code for some reason. Had him on the show, Pips. I don't know if you're watching, bro, but like hit me up with the partnership. All right. So Trae Young, the only thing that I don't get that I do like to see is defense versus position. That's where outlier.bet comes into play. So we know that Trae is going to have he's going to be doing the things that allow people to score against this team. He's going to be running the pick and roll as a ball handler. They're a little bit better against that. But if we look at where they're bad on defense, I mean, giving up the 3 ball, a ton of them in the corners above the break. They're giving up the 9th most. They're bad inside the paint everywhere. They're bad in the mid range. This is just a bad defense, as we know, for the Wiz. I'm assuming as well that if we go to outlier.bet, what we're going to find when we try to look at some of the stuff on here, which is the first thing I'm looking at and why I'm bringing this one up right now for Trae, is I just want to remind myself how good is this team against the point guard position. So with Trae here, I'm going to go to points, rebounds, and assists, and just see kind of like how this team stacks up against these types of stats and the positions that they go. So I'm going all the way to the bottom here so I can see, all right, overall, this team gives up the most points per game. It gives up the second most rebounds per game, a good amount of assists. To point guard specifically, actually hasn't been that bad against the PG. Take this with a little bit of grain of salt when you see positions like who's a shooting guard? Do you guys consider Kyrie a shooting guard or a point guard? I would love to know if what y'all think in the chat. Like, is Kyrie Irving a point guard or a shooting guard? Because Luka's bringing the ball up. So is he the point guard, or is Luka a small forward because he's like 6'8"? Doesn't matter. Like, the positions are a little bit that we put a little bit too much emphasis on this, to be honest with you, but it's a good starting point and it's data that at least helps us to understand. Kyrie, by the way, would be considered a shooting guard. That's what he's going to be listed at to me, and Luka's a point guard. That's what it is. I don't know how you could argue that in any way. So, but if you do want to argue it, let me know in the chat, and I'm happy to do that. The power forwards are good against this team. They have been historically. So are centers. And point guards haven't been doing as well. But if we do go back to Props Madness and look at how we did against this team just a few games ago, they played 3 times now. The first game, he did nothing, 36 points, but 2 for 15 from the field, including 2 of 10 for 3. Right. And luckily he got to the free throw line a bunch, but terrible shooting game for him. And they lost by 2. They lost by 13 the next game. But he did his things a lot more, 12 for 28. He's historically good against this team. I'm not going to spend too much more time on it. I once you got to 11.5, it's a little bit we lost the value on that bet. It's a little bit more of a premium that we got to pay. But let's look at Trae Young versus Wizards let's look at the last 6 games, because that's going to include 2 already and 4 from last season. So he's averaging 11.8, and he's gone over in 3 of the last 4. So I'm sure this hit rate is a big part of why we're all looking at this for sure. If we look at the potential assists in this situation, or also what you want to look at, let's do it here on Outlier.bet, because they're going to help us go back a little bit further. Head to head against this team, this has taken us back to the last 6 games against them. I'm looking at potential assists. He's averaging 20.8 potential assists. That's pretty good to get you to 12 dimes. It's not too many. Like 21 potential assists, 12 dimes. That seems reasonable against a really bad team. And so, yeah, the assists are just as good of a play with the points. I don't really know which way to go with them. They're both really high, a little bit too high for my blood, and I think there's better bets on the board. So I'm going to actually just move away from Trae at this point, to be honest. I don't know that there's going to be a play in here that we like too much. What's up, Jose? Getting his mind right for this game. Appreciate you, bro. All right, I'm going to keep going, and then I know there's a bunch more bets that are coming in, so I'm going to do my best to move a little faster than I just did with Trae, I promise. Let's get Trae out of here, but at least you can see some of the thinking that I'm using is like, what's his head-to-head? How does this team do against his type of player? What has he done this season in general? What is he at with the assists in general? I keep saying in general a lot. Generally. So he's at 11.8, 11.5 on the season. And this is still head-to-head, excuse me. That's what he's averaging against this team. On the season, 11.5, gone over in 7 of 11, which is nice. Had a couple bad assist games, but even when he wasn't shooting well against this team. So yeah, I mean, I'd be going for the dimes. I'm good on Trae, but I'll put it in the bottom line that if you're going to play a Trae over, I'd be going with the assist before I went with the Trae assists better. I'm just going to use a better than sign. Hopefully you all know what that is. Better than points for an over. So that's going to be scrolling on the bottom line. It's not something I feel like playing. I think the assist is a good look. Once it got to 11.5, it wasn't like as sharp of a play for me anymore, and I was good on it. All right, cool. Thank you, Costco. It looks like Jokic not playing. That's good info to have. I appreciate that, because we're going to get to that game in just a sec. I do like Jordan Poole in this game, though. I think, what's it at? So it's still at 21.5. I thought I was going to get great value. It has not moved at all. Pinnacle has that at 109. So, look, this is something I did not get CLV on last night. I played it at 21.5 at basically the same price for Jay Poole, and I like it. I think the points are going to be something that it's still just too low for him. Like, there's reasons that I could give explanations for why he didn't go over in some of the games he didn't. And in fact, with Kuzma this season, he's actually scoring a few more points per game, like 24 versus 20. So he's almost about 4 more points per game when he has on there. Am I not share my screen? Dog. Just getting so excited. I didn't even add it to the stage. Smoke more weed. God damn. All right. So you haven't been able to see anything I've been looking at, but what are you going to do? Hopefully he's been making sense. Here I am looking at Jordan Poole. I can't believe y'all are even sticking around with me. The stream has grown like twofold since I haven't even just been talking out of my ass without even showing you what I'm doing. All right, Jay Poole, if we look at him in this matchup, I'm on Props Madness right now. So what I'm looking at is the fact that he's gone over this consistently. When he doesn't, it's against teams that are good and he hasn't been playing as many minutes. They got blown the hell out by Cleveland. This is not one that you expect him to get blown out. I don't think Atlanta should be given the benefit of the doubt of beating the crap out of anybody right now. So he's butted up against 21 right there against a much better defense in the Heat. A couple of things that are helpful here on Props Madness that I want to show you real quick. Let me do this. Didn't want this to be so far out. I want y'all to see these guys a little bit better. All right. Save that. All right. So if I'm looking at J Poole and using the advanced filters that I got here on Props Madness, are you going to share your brain dipshit? Yeah, my bad, Adam. I appreciate you. So if you see something, say something. Or I guess if you can't see one, say them. All right. Yeah. We'll keep it moving. I'll smoke more after the show. The thing I'm looking at here with the advanced filters, right? So I can pull up advanced filters and see. So I'm noticing that in the minutes where he didn't play that many, 24 minutes wasn't under, 31 wasn't under against a really good Heat defense. The Grizzlies, also a good defense, lost by 24, only played 23 minutes. So you see the correlation here. He gets minutes against good teams that defend him well, like the Rockets. And how do we know they defend him well? We look at the play type stuff. So the correlation I'm seeing is teams that I know that are good at limiting guards and teams that have blown them out. And so he hasn't played very many minutes. That's when he's going over. I don't think either of those things are going to happen in this game. I don't think the Wizards are going to get blown out to the point that he's not going to play at least 30. And I don't think they're a good defense against him. Those are the two things. So over here, you can see opponent D rank versus DPT. That stands for defensive against play type. Right? How do they defend the PT, the play type? How do they defend the SZ is the shot zone, right? So these are the shot zones. This is the play type. So that's what these things right here mean. Opponent D rank versus shot zone and play type. If you look at his opponent rank versus the play type. So I want to know who's really good at stopping the ball handler in the pick and roll, who has really good up top defense that is good at stopping what he wants to do. So I'm going to look at the bottom teams and note, is he going over when he plays teams that are in anywhere ranked from 20 to 30, right? Bottom 10 against his play type. So boom, bottom 10 against his play type. I can see he's averaging 28.4 points, gone over in all 5 games. In those games, most of them he played 30. Yeah, he played 30 in all of them, right? So against his play type, like he's just getting buckets, he's getting minutes. So this team sucks defending him. He's gotten the minutes. That's what the point of these filters are, is create the context that you think is going to be this game and see, like with your filters, and see how he has performed in the past in this exact situation. That's the point of the filters, right? So in this exact situation before, where it's a bad team defending what he wants to do, he does really well. So I really like Jordan Poole. He's I don't think I put him on the bottom line. Let me get that real quick. Let me put J Poole down here. Poole over 21.5 points. I don't care that it hasn't moved, and I like when I get COV, but I don't need it to feel good about a bet. All right, up next to, let's see, I got J Poole out of there. Let me update this so I don't get lost in the sauce. All right. Let's look at that Boston game real quick. And I didn't see any. There's nothing else here. Jaylen Johnson, I was kind of cautioning people. I'm not as high on him in this one, mostly because there is correlation between what happens when he plays with DeAndre Hunter and when he doesn't. So just show you that. Like, I'm sure people are going to be on Jaylen Johnson, good, big, athletic guy against a bad defense that's weak down low. You're going to want to probably just be drawn to betting overs on him. But I'm just proceeding with a little bit of caution. It's not the best sample size, but if I go to games with DeAndre Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter is not nearly as good as Jaylen Johnson. He shouldn't even be in there to be messing with him. But 2 games this season, right, he's at he's basically averaging 13.5 points in those. It's just 2 games. But also you look at last season. Again, not this season, but it is not that long ago. And he went under in most of these games that he played with DeAndre Hunter. Right. So on the points, he was under in 7 of 23 with DeAndre Hunter out there with him. So got to keep that in mind. All right. So I just want to heed some caution with Jaylen Johnson. We put up this C's game. Where are they at? Wait, they're not playing tonight. Yeah. Is this for tomorrow? All right. Yeah. I'm not going to look at Tatum now. My bad. I forgot they weren't even playing tonight. I'm not going to look at that. We got too much to get through for today. So I'm not looking at Tatum right now. All right. I'll get to Ant because I put that one up first and I'm just have it lingering around. But I hate also having a bet on this Timberwolves team right now. They suck. Honestly, they just suck. They just lost to Portland twice in a row. I have very little respect for them. This is a byproduct of Ant trying to do a lot, but then being careless with the ball. In fact, what are his turnovers at? 3.5. All right, a little bit high, but like this Kings team does get a decent amount of turnovers. either way, we were talking about his assists against a Kings team. So what do the Kings defend well? First of all, if we're looking at this season for Ant, you can see already, like, not his year for assists. My bad, this fell. So I haven't really liked that much. Let's see what he's averaging on the season. Again, when you want averages, you got to go to outlier.bet for everything, well, at least for the potentials. On the season, you can see he's averaging 3.8. This is at 4.5. He went over versus the Bulls, the Blazers, the Heat. The Bulls allow the most assists per game by far. The Blazers are the Blazers, and the Heat force the ball out of his hands. Also, 8 potential assists to get 6. Now I'm starting to really like the under here. Let me look at a few things for Ant Dimes. Is Conley out? I can look at that in here too. Also, how bad is White Dante? Like, I hope y'all are not still thinking that he's the same dude. He's just a sulky baby now, to be honest, too. Like, I don't want to be here. I want to play with my friends from college. Sorry, bro. Like, you're making millions of dollars. Why don't you play basketball, you fucking bitch? All right, 2024. Obviously, he's not a Knick anymore, so I don't give a fuck about his feelings. He's being a pussy. 2024 for Ant. I've got this on first half 3-pointers. I don't obviously care about that. Let's put up PRA. The reason I just go right to PRA, so at least I can make this a little wider. At least I can see how they rank in all 3 categories, right? So if I'm looking at shooting guards, I guess I don't really care about this as much. Shooting guards and assists, okay, point guards and assists. Like, Ant is almost as much of a shooting guard as he is a 2, just because he controls the offense so much. He's got the most touches on the team and all that. But also injuries. I know I haven't looked. Someone might have told me in the chat, but I'm wondering if he's out. It doesn't look like anybody's out for this team, unless they just didn't put up the injury report yet. I'm just going to go to the official injury report for a minute and check the chat in case y'all are helping me out and I'm not seeing it. All right. No, I'm not. Let's see. Which team I'm looking at right now? We got to go to the bottom. The Timby Wolves. Where the Wolves at? Did I go too far? No, Mini and Sec. Also, I'm going to the Dubs game tonight, so let me know if we should just make a nasty boy parlay of, like, at least like 4. Maybe we get to 6 legs of a parlay, same game parlay from that Warriors game. I'd like to do that with y'all before I dip, since I'm going to be going to that game tonight, and I would like to drunkenly stand up and yell when somebody gets a rebound and have everybody be like, "Why the fuck is this motherfucker cheering for a rebound that hard?" Because it just won me $200. That's why I'm cheering for it. Minnesota. No, we still have Mike Conley that's playing tonight. Why in the world would he be like somebody that you think is going to get that many assists? Overall, this team in the matchup is 15th limiting assists. Like, they're middle of the pack, but they're not bad by any means. Let me put that up too. Actually, if you would, hit me with what you think would be a good leg for the parlay I'm gonna put together for that Dubs game tonight. All right, I'll put a note about that. I don't get why this is still at 4.5 when the man is averaging 3.5. Let me pull up his dimes, because this is looking like a bet, honestly. So I'm going to take a little bit of time on this one. 4.5. He has not done that in 9 out of 12. Like I said, did that against not great teams. How good are, let me go over here. This is a beautiful part about this as well. If I select opponent assists allowed as the advanced filter on Props Madness, if I hover over this, I can see what everybody was in terms of how good they are. So this team is 15th in allowing assists overall. We know that. This team is 25th, and he had 4. 25th are the Blazers. The Heat are 14th. He had 8 potential assists and still got 6. That's a lot. And they give up a lot to spot up shooters. So yeah, opponent assists allowed. This is the second worst team. This is the 5th worst team in the Blazers. So, like, this is not a bad team at giving up assists. This is not a good matchup for him to get assists. I don't know why he would do that. I guess in part, one reason that we could look at is if you look at the shot chart or the play type analysis, this team's bad against spot up shooters. And he's more of the pick and roll ball handler. So they might be forcing him to pass, which would be one piece of supporting evidence for why he might be going over. But, like, nah, let me look at head to head last year. Is this something he just, like, 4 assists on 8 potentials? This year he's averaging 7 potential assists. Like, this is an under, bro. What's the price here for this at 4.5? Am I crazy? I can get even money. What? One more thing I'm gonna check real quick. Betting Pros. This is a linked in the description of the video as well. Betting Pros is going to be a place to find past lines, so you can see where if the line has been going up or down if you're paying too much. So This is Anthony Edwards. This seems like a bet right here. I think I'm about to put this down as well and not even make it a lean. Come on, betting pros. What the fuck is your problem? Come on, internet. The fuck is your problem? Bruh. All right, let me change this. Try it over here. Where's betting pros? Come on, man. Okay, there we go. All right, so the reason I'm over here is because I want to see, has this been going up or down? Like, did I get this too late to go under? I mean, it's at 4.5 or 5.5 the whole season, and he just doesn't do this. Like, he doesn't even get the potentials to get him there. I don't have a good reason not to bet this with the numbers that he's at. 36.5. Let's at least just check ETR. Let's see if they got some crazy prediction that's keeping this super high. ETR stands for Establish the Run Projection Model website. It's got really good. It's behind a paywall. I've said that a couple of times now. I've been using it the last week or so to show you guys the projections that they have. Mostly I care about the minutes. That's what I care about more than anything from this. Full projection detail, please. So this comes out every day, 5 p.m. If you see things change, the lines start to move, things start to change because at 5 p.m. Eastern every day, it's because these projections came out and they are changing the betting lines. So I'm looking at Minnesota. This is crazy to me. It's too good to be true. They have him at 4.8 assists. Why? They have Mike Conley at 23.5 minutes. Why? Why is Ant at that? All right, I'm putting him on the bottom line. We'll keep it moving because I know we got more to do. And I got we'll probably go for another 45 minutes. Yeah, Zanya, welcome, bro. Good to have you always. But we went over that earlier, and Trey assist was the play. If you're going to take it, I didn't take it, but if you wanted it at 11.5, I think it's good. All right, I'm putting Ant on the bottom line. That's wild to me. Ant under 4.5 assists at plus 100 on DK. I mean, I might even just, that's not going to move too much at this point in the day. That's not going to move too much. So I'm not worried about it. All right. Love. I prefer the under there. I don't know if someone was talking about the over on the points. He's just so inconsistent right now, man. He's buttoned up against it. Obviously he's got the 28 per game on the season. What's his median on the points? This is the last thing I'm looking at with Ant, and I'm out, especially since I already have a bet that I really like for him. If I'm looking at his points on the season, the median is 26.5. So this is something I talk about too. The median number as important, if not more than the average number of his prop here. The median number means he's gone over this half the time and under it half the time. That number is 26.5. It gets rid of the outliers. 37 points is an outlier for him, right? That's 11 more points than 10 more points than he averages on the season. So that's an outlier. 10 points more than what you average is going to be an outlier. So that we nix those. It also nixes the 21s. Those are an outlier as well. 6 points fewer than he scores on the season. That's something you want to kind of negate as well, because those are not as likely to happen. So the median is really important. 26.5 is right at what it's at. There's not going to be much of an edge for me at 26.5. So not something that I'm going to be betting on with Ant. All right, let's look at Sengun on the DD, and then might be jumping in the comments to see if we got a couple more. We'll get into Grady Dick as well. Try to use his first name as much as I can, so we don't get distracted by me randomly just making Dick jokes. All right, going over to Houston. I hate picking these games after they just happened, because what I need to do to really understand is have watched more tape to see what the adjustments were, or if there was a specific play or what have you that a team was getting killed on. And when the answer is yes, then they're going to make adjustments to it. I don't have that info on me, which is why I didn't really put as much effort yet into this game. I will say last time I was on James Harden under 31.5 points and assists. It's down to 29.5. He's been a lot worse. Obviously, all this green comes at the beginning of the season, and then there's a lot less over here. And look, 31.5 last game. He had barely gone over that this season, only 4 times, because these were at 30 and 31. So, the hit rate is still good for the under here. It's 50-50. Probably not much for me there. But let me get to Sengun. My bad. Did my thing again where I just get distracted. Alpi. Man fondly known as Alpi. So the points last game were not great. He played 30 minutes. They won by 8. Man, was he in foul trouble last game at all? I think I can see personal fouls over here. Let me go to Sengun, because I can see personal fouls on outlier.bet. Alperen. All right. quick reminder too to give that video a like if y'all are in here. We got a good amount of people in here right now, bro. So I would love and appreciate a bunch of likes if you guys get anything out of the stream here. If you don't, fuck me, whatever. But I'm just saying, if you do, it'd be cool to give the video a like. All right, LP Sengun, going to his points. I just wanted to see the fouls actually for a minute. So let me just pull up points. Probably would show me fouls anyway. Fouls in this last game, he had 3, so he didn't really get into foul trouble. It's just a tough matchup for centers versus Zubac, who's having a great season. 17th versus points, though. What was his rebounds at in this last game? Rebounds, he did get the 11 boards. He's at 10.5 now. And the call was for a double-double. What's that price at right now? I believe Free Sauce brought this to us. Double-double. -109. That's an EV bet for sure. You have his prop at 10.5 on the boards. So, I mean, that's a pretty good number because we're mostly worried about the rebounds, right? Like we expect him to get 10 points. It's just, is he going to get 10 boards? He's at 10.5. So to dumb it down to that's the play. I'll just tell you right now, like whether you like the matchup with him or not, I'm just going to put this on the bottom line. Like if you're going to take Alpi Sengun, always check this stuff because the boards are 10.5. They're 9.5 in some places, but it's -148. What's the likelihood that he does not get 10 points? Pretty low. He's gotten it in all but one game this season, and that one he played 22 minutes against San Antonio. Clearly his worst game of the season. So he's good for the 10 points. It's just the rebounds. But the rebounds at 10.5 are still, you see what I'm saying? So like -109 is a great price for his double-double. Oh, it's only on Underdog. Sorry. So that's why it's out there at that price. At -133, you lose a little bit of that edge. It's a tough matchup against centers. I think a double-double is a good look for him if you're going to play that. The price is a bit steep for me. So, yeah. Interesting. By the way, I think I owe you a response, David. We'll find some time to connect, but want to reach your goal to join the VIP. Cool. I'd be interested to know how that works. Murray double-double. Which Murray are we talking about? Keegan? Oh, Keegan Murray. You wrote Keegan. +425, implied probability 90%, hit 35% in the last 20. So once again, we're talking about the rebounds, right? Because I think we think he's good for the 10 points. So it's really, it comes down to the rebounds for Keegan and whether or not you think it's worth it. So the double-double is +425. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the way that you're coming to that conclusion, right? +425 is implied probability that there's a 19% chance that this occurs. And it has occurred 35% in the last 20 games alone. I think that's a good look. Now, 20 games goes back to last season, so I think you need to use a different sample size and probably try to check the 2024 numbers rather than using like a few games from last season, right? So keep that in mind whenever you're looking at that stuff. But all right, let's. I think Sengun is the double-double is the play. I'm not putting it down there for me personally at the odds that it's at, but I get the look. Let me update this. I take him out. We'll look at some Dick points and see if we got a Dick pick for today. All right. Get them all out of your system for sure. All right. Let's see. Let's go over to that Toronto game. Toronto was a Detroit Toronto. So this is fluctuated. It's down to 18.5 now. Interesting. How is this team against the spot up? Let's take a look. 17th, not great, but this has been a pretty good defense this season. Did they play yet? They haven't, right? No, they haven't played yet. So it's tough to say once again, but when Grady Dick has played without certain guys, it's been pretty silly. And that's a big part of what it comes down to. When he's played without IQ and Scotty Barnes this season, we are looking at over in 5 of 6, averaging 24.7 per game. Failed to go over against the Kings. I guess they just didn't want to play him that much. I forget who was having a good game in that one. Somebody else just came in and bumped him out of the lineup, and they didn't really want him anymore. Maybe it was Ochai. Did Ochai score against the Kings? Yeah, he got 32 minutes. So they played a lot more Ochai Agbaji and a lot less Dick in that game. So that's something to consider, but I don't know that matters in this matchup. I think this is still a pretty good matchup for Grady, to be honest with you. I mean, this is a poo-poo defense. This is not a poo-poo defense, although I don't know right now. What is their defensive rating? Let me see. D rating for the Nuggets. They are 19th. Not very impressive, but the Kings are good. 11th. Then the Lakers are not good. The Hornets are not good, although they're 14th in defensive rating. That's crazy. Or at least they were at that point in time, which is like the first game of the season. And then the Bucks suck. I don't care what anything says. The Bucks fucking suck. All right. So Grady, yeah, I mean, the shots are there, right? When in these situations, he's taking 17, 26, 17, 20, and then 20. So when he plays 30 plus minutes, he's looking at like 18, 19 shots per game. It doesn't even have to hit 50%. Like, there's not much of a reason not to take him unless you just think there's a random game in here. But in these situations, we've got 6 games worth of data to be like, he be scoring, man. And as good as this defense is, are there some, let's look at other players real quick. By position, guys that are like him that are scoring on this squad. I mean, a lot of guys getting their points here. He's at a high total at 18.5, but a lot, I would not call Jaylen Brown like this dude, just by position. But yeah, I like Grady Dick right now. I like Dick for this game. Let's see. I'm not going to bore you guys with a hilarious story about that. But all right, moving on. I'm going to put Grady on the bottom line here. I think over 18.5, you get a pretty nice edge right there. I think 20 is okay for him. I mean, look, if all goes the same way that it's been going for him, there's nothing that you need to know about how this team plays. It's just Davion Mitchell and RJ Barrett and Grady Dick with the ball in their hands. And then they're allowed to do what they want. Jakob Poeltl cleans up after that, but it's Barrett with the ball in his hand. Do whatever you want. Davion Mitchell looking for him. Grady Dick, that's the outlet for the 3. What are his 3s at? At least 3.5, right? Oh, wow. What? Maybe that's the play. 2.5 is plus money on FanDuel and Pinnacle. Why? This feels like the play. No? 3s? Where's this defense at? 13th. I mean, what are they allowing 3s? Opponent 3-point allowed. 10th best, limiting the 3. So, I mean, I guess there's reason to believe they're going to be able to shut him down. But how many attempts do you think he's going to take? He took 10. He even took 5 in the game. He only played 24 minutes. Took 9, 8, 5. Like, even if he took 6, wouldn't you still think he's good for, 3? Yeah, I don't want him to go 3 for 6, but he's averaging 17, 25, 34 threes, 39, 49 threes in 6 games is what, like 8 a game? 8 a game. So if he's shooting 8, don't you like him to make 3? I do. He's averaging that. I know this defense is pretty good, but I think that's the better play for Grady is the 3s. You get the plus money. Really doesn't require him to take too many shots, although he's been good outside the 3. I'll say, like, his mid range is good. You can see where's he shooting from mostly above the break, but like 20% of his shots he's taking a step inside the 3-point line and taking a good mid range shot. So that's still fine and dandy. I think the 3s are the play. I'm going to put that in here for now, and we'll see if I like that. Over 2.5, 3 p.m. plus money. Like, I think that's a good look, honestly. And he's averaging 3, and we're getting plus money for 3. So yeah, that's plus 102 everywhere. I don't know what I'm missing. All right, I'll take him off, but I think that's a good look. Let me just finish up this game real quick then with Cade and Malik as well. I know those were both some requests to be looked at as well. Let's see. Yeah, Dick needs it in his hands more, for sure. Definitely. Dick needs balls in his hands more, for sure. We'll workshop that one, but I like where your head's at with that. The Cade play, right? I mean, Cade stuff is so high, and you really just got to decide if you think he's getting 25 or not each night. And I don't want to mess with that, to be honest. The request was for his RA, though. That might be beatable. This is a nice hit rate in the last 6. It looks like he's gone over. On the season, he's averaging 16 against this squad, which is the Raptors. Like, they don't be playing much D, right? Let me pull up Cade over here real quick and see if there's anything that stands out. Cade, apply that. Cade's a beast, man. Let's pull up PRA. Excuse me. Might need to take this jacket off, bro. It's getting hot in here. Cade is a PG through and through. Big ass PG. He's like 6'7". 2024. Let's see how this team is. So against the PG, 20th in points allowed, but number 1 in limiting assists. The fuck is that about? Not really sure. I guess Davion Mitchell's a good defender. Don't get me wrong, but this would make you a little bit nervous. The boards, I'm never scared of his boards now. I was get a 5.5. It's a pretty good number. Very beatable number for Cade. On the season, he's at 7 a game. let's see real quick. Cade on the boards. Is this pulling through correctly? Minus 128. Minus 128, minus 128. So we don't get, see, this is 6.5 on Pinnacle. I think that's a very good number at minus 128. I might just be looking at that just with how much this Toronto team limits assists. My boy has been fucking hooping, dude. Look at all these dimes. 8.5 on the season, and he's at 14.5 RA because the boards are the value. I think you go boards over RA, and I'm fine to drink the juice at minus 128, to be honest with you. I think this line is mispriced too. If you wanted to take that with Cade, all right, I'm gonna put that up. I gotta dip soon. I really don't want to. Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Azania. Like when you see Pinnacle is that book, right? Pinnacle is a book that like you trust, and I've talked about this before. They are a sharp book. They've got this at 6.5. Granted, the over is juiced, but still, the over at 6 is still worth it. 90 cents cheaper, but you get a full assist fewer. I think FanDuel over 5.5 boards for Cade is a really, really good play. Looking at the rebounds, I mean, sure, he's had 7 recently. What were the chances at? I'm scared it's going to move. I mean, 11, 14, 13, 15, 17, 15. Come on now. What are we doing? Cade to get 5.5 rebounds? Of course that's a bet. If you're going to have it at 5.5 and not 6.5 where it's been before. And granted, like, Jalen Duren, even with Jalen Duren in there, I'll just put Jalen Duren in real quick to make sure we're not missing anything. Ivy's game time decision. Where you at, Jalen? He's still over with Jalen, averaging 6.8, slightly less, but I mean, yeah, I don't care. At the beginning of the season, he wasn't really boarding. And then this game, they lost by 12. Cleveland doesn't miss, so it's tough to get rebounds against them. 5 against this squad, 10 rebound chances. I still like it. I still think that's a good bet for Cade against the Raptors. What are they against the rebounds overall? 8th in rebounds allowed. I'm not really that worried about it, man. I think minus 128, 5.5 is the wrong number. So I'm at least gonna put that on the bottom line, and then I'll get out of here, look at that a little bit more closely to put that in the VIP if it's right or not. All right, let me see. Cade over 5.5 rebs. Every time I've wanted to bet on Cade rebounds this year, it's either hit because I bet on it or I didn't bet on it and then it hit because I'm a dipshit. Malik Beasley's going to be a good look. What's he at right now? They got him at 15.5. And if Jaden Ivey's in, I don't like it nearly as much. Did Ivey play against the Bucks? Yeah, no, Ivey was missing against the Bucks. He did play against the Heat, and Beasley was 5 for 11 from 3. So you like that. You like that? But I need Jaden Ivey to be out for me to want to put a bet on Malik Beasley. So I'm not going to find anything for him. I think someone asked for the assists or the steals, maybe even. Assist for Beasley. So he had 5 potentials. I wouldn't be fooled too much by his random games that he went over. There's not much value to take over 1.5. He's averaging 1.7 on the season. There's not going to be an edge that tells you there's a good reason to take Malik Beasley assists right now. Plus, for some reason, Toronto limits assists best in the league or whatever. Is that what where the assists at? Let's do points and assists. Overall, 17th. Okay, no, but they limit point guards to the fewest assists per game. I don't understand the reasoning for that, and I don't feel like looking into it more. So I like Cade on the boards. I'm Beasley. I'm a stay away. It's just not worth it there for me. I do want to look at Yves Missi, and I will look at Peyton W. Full court ball had that look, and then Cam J. And we'll see if we can't get through this stuff quick enough to maybe add one more. But either way, that is where we're at. All right. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. I think that Cade bet might move. I just don't know which way. What time does that game start? Yeah, that's the early game. I'm gonna have to get that one in. I'll look at it right away when I get out of here. All right, we'll see if Cade is a finna be a play or not. Make sure you do check the pinned comment of the YouTube video if you want to make sure you find out the bets that we talked about here. All those leans are on the bottom line though as well. You can see them right now. Vassell, Trey. If you do play Trey, assists are better than points. Jordan Poole over 21.5. And I'm liking that under 4.5 assists. I got to look at that a little bit more. Dick over 18.5 or over 2.5 threes. I think that might be the better play, depending on what kind of Dick you like. Cade over 5.5 boards, even minus 128. I think that's the look. So we just talked about that one. Stan, you got Christian Brown in there. Let's talk about him too. We'll add him. He'll close it out with Christian Brown. With Hollywood Hunt, Christian Brown. All right, we got Cam Johnson. Bro's been hooping like one of the top scorers on this team recently. What the fuck's up with the Knicks, by the way? I'll be fading Jalen Brunson right now. I don't know if you guys are with me, but like his points stay high, and he's not getting 27 these days with that clunky ass offense. It's all about Cat right now, which is crazy. So he doesn't move, man. It's 14.5, rain, sleet, or snow. It's Cam Johnson, 14.5 points. So it sucks because it's just like you get the same number. He's over 50% of the time, obviously. He's averaging a few more points, but once again, what's the median number? Actually, the median number is probably kind of high too, because you take away this 9, and it's probably right about 14.5. So I think even the median is probably still about the same. There's just not much of an edge. The rebounds and assists, he went off in a couple games and they made it way too high. Now it's low again, but it was mad high for like this Pelly's game. I think it was like 8.5 rebounds and assists. And bro, you can see he got what, 4 or whatever, 2 total. Yeah, no, he had 1 rebound and no assists. So against the Knicks, I mean, not something I really want to bank on. If we look at the points, the rebounds and the assists was the request for Cam J, I'm pretty sure. And like, it's just, I don't know what to make of this Knicks team. They're good in a lot of categories, and then they're just bad in others. I don't want to waste too much time because I think we might be able to get another couple in. There's not much of a look here for me against this squad. This team doesn't really even have an identity right now, the Knicks, so I don't really know where to start and end in terms of like where you can exploit against them or what you know is going to get shut down against them. So I don't have an over or an under for that. And the Nets are still better than I thought they were, so I still don't know what to do with them. I'm scared to bet on or against them, to be honest with you. All right, let me keep it moving. You like the PR for Braun. Thank you, Stan. Put that in here. Braun PR. That is usually what I look at for Christian if I'm going to put a bet on him. So I hear you on that. Let me take a look in one sec. We'll take Yves Missi. So this is, like I was saying, was being talked about in the VIP. Hold on, where am I at here? There we go. So Yves Missi, I'm trying to erase Cam Johnson, center for the Pelicans. Some of you might not have even heard of him, but he is a big, good one-on-one defender. Bro, I got to take this off. It is hotter than a motherfucker here. So what do we like with him? He's got 2 double-doubles in a row. I will say that for Cam J. So, man, I think I'm sweating through this motherfucker. Got to get to the dry cleaner. I'm going to go to that Pelly's game. Pelly sucks so much. Like, we literally watched a game, and then all of a sudden, DJ Murray, CJ Murray, Zion, just everybody, Herb Jones, there's just nobody left on this team. It's pretty frustrating because I would like this team. All right, Yves Missi. Also, is BB still at the rebounds and assists that we like him at? Because oh yeah, he's not even available anywhere. Is there some news in this game that somebody's playing now, or somebody's not playing? Maybe. It looks like things are moving. So Missi had two in a row. Joker is not playing, right? Is what we found out. It doesn't really matter. We do like in the VIP, we always say talking about how the opposing center against Jokic is good for points and rebounds, to be honest. It's just a hit rate that's been incredible for that specific player who's ever the center playing against the Nuggets. In this case, Yves Missi. I think the S is silent. Yves Missi. I think it's Cajun. I got to find out. Where is Yves Missi from? Oh, Belgium. That's right. That's where I'm fucking from. That's where my mom was literally spent the first 30 years of her life in Belgium. So my fellow countrymen, what's up, bro? Que paso, or sorry, however you say in French. 7.5 points. I like the points because once again, that's the hit rate. But the rebounds, it's because the minutes have finally stayed up for him. So 26 in this one, 30 in this one, 20, 19, right? So 27 and 1, 26. Yeah, I don't know. What's the projections for him? I'm just going to start there, to be honest, because I haven't been following him closely enough. But I also was trying to, we got 5 minutes. Yves Missi, we got him at 25.5, 8 points, 7 boards. It's right where his stuff is at. Let's see real quick, though. Center points. Let's look at by position. I mean, look at that hit rate for centers playing against the Nuggets. This is similar players scoring points versus the Nuggies. Pirtle, 24. Kessler, 18. Rudy, 17. Claxton, 16. Pirtle, 16. Zoo, 24. All much better than Yves Missi, honestly. Even Walker Kessler, I would still say at this point in his career, is better player than Yves Missi. Much more polished. Prospect doesn't have anything. That said, like, they're putbacks, and that's about it, right? And this defense down low, 25th down low, I think we got to take it. Like, I've been waffling on this for the majority of the day, but, like, maybe this is like a I mean, the double-double was a crazy nice price for him. Let's see if that dropped a bunch and other people hit it, but probably not, if we're being honest. Another beautiful part about Outlier.bet, you can get the double-double prices, blah, blah, blah. One more reminder, because we actually do have a bunch more people in here, which sucks because I got to end it soon. But if you want to make sure you don't miss a pick, the link in the description takes you to the VIP Discord. And you can also get that discounted with the NBA season pass. It's $200, which gets you 40% off for the monthly price. If you just want to pay it up front for the NBA season, really worth it. But the links are in the description of the video. Yves Missi, don't care about his points and assists. Do care about the DD2. Where we at with the DD2? Plus 550. This bitch went up. Or no, was it? Yeah, this bitch went up. It was like plus 500. Plus 550. That's insane. We just sprinkle 0.2 units on that. I got to at least sprinkle on that, right? It's so worth it. All right. I think I got one more player, so y'all going to give me 1 sec. What time is that game at, actually? 5? Okay, I got some time before I got to put that in. All right. My bad. I was just reading a couple things. All right. I think that's a look. I'm going to put that on the bottom line. I'm going to pin that in the comment on YouTube as well, which is, yeah, exactly. You got to take it for your country, man, bro. Whatever, freestyles. You don't know French either, unless you do, in which case, teach me some. I actually do know French. I don't know why I'm pretending like I don't. I legitimately do know French. My mom speaks French. I'm like acting dumb, but I know how to speak French. All right. The Yves Missi on the double, fam. DD2. Plus 550. He just did it 2 games in a row. I wonder what those prices were. Those were at least 10 to 1 on the first one, right? They still want you to take it, so they're still goading you into it. And it's not like he's had like an ass ton of rebounds or whatever. He's still at let's see, points and rebounds. He's still at 10 and 11 in the last 2 games. What are those rebound chances at, though? 21 and 19 on the rebound chances. You like that? You like that? Yeah. So, and against centers, 27th limiting points, 28th limiting rebounds. So bottom 3, bottom 4, limiting both those things, right? Which is perfect. Love that. So yeah, I think Yves Missi double. That's crazy that it's that much money. Let me look at Christian Braun and get out of here. But since some of y'all might hit the thing, I need to put in this one thing to the card. Can't be having y'all moving lines before I give this out and bled it myself. Yves Missi DD2 plus 550 FD point. Just need 0.2 units on it. Just a dart throw, just to see if we can't win a full unit back a little bit more from Yves Missi. All right, let's close it out with. Well, let's look at that Nuggets team for one more second and look at the bros that we brought up here as well. Oh wow, Mike, what a look! You know he's going to be gunning for it. Let's see if we find a time that matters, but for Russ. I mean, this could be it. This team sucks. Right. Yeah, no doubt. This is, I mean, we're not necessarily like trying to say that Yves Missi is the shit here, but we are saying is a cheese omelet, or here he goes. The only thing I know is omelet du fromage. So good. Which, I mean, look, if you ever wanted a cheese omelet in France, you now know how to get one. So that is helpful if you guys need that. All right. The centers, I love that stuff. Let me get to the other stuff in this game real quick. So Christian Braun, and I gave that out. Ooh, I like this look. Let's see. Jamal, Michael, Peyton. So Peyton on the RA under was the look, because this has been under all season. 0 for 10, and this goes back to like 20 games or whatever the look was. I think it was full court ball. At 7.5. That is a lot. It's right at minus 115 for a reason on both sides. Not everywhere has it. So I'm a little bit hesitant to take it, but I understand the look there. 12.5 points. Is that too much? Like, should we just make it the PRA? I guess if he goes over, it's such a low point prop. Well, 12.5. Still decent. Let's take him without. Oh, right. Nicola's out though. So yeah, I'm not taking it under on that. No. Not with Nicola out. I think that look is probably dead with Nicola out, and that might. Okay, so this is why we're talking about Russ, right? You Joker's out. So when I'm sitting here being like, well, let's see, when's the time to find Russ? No way. 5 to 1. You goddamn right. We're not taking that as on. What the fuck are you talking about? You're like, I don't care if he does it 10 times in a row. I ain't taking that at 5 to 1 for a triple double. It's like a Schwarber home run for minus 120. Like, what are we doing here? 5 to 1. Fuck out of here. I barely was willing to play that with Giannis. So yeah, they're just trying to make that the thing. Whatever. F that. I do like what I just saw though from you, Free Sauce. I think you just mentioned Embiid first quarter. We'll take a look at that real quick. I can't take an under on the RA with Joker out, but I can take an over on the PR for this man, this psychopath right here. So he's playing without Joker. He is the beneficiary of Joker, but I don't need to see much more than this. If we put this at 18.5, we got a hit rate of 8 out of 10. And if you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those are all without Aaron Gordon, right? No, just the last 3 are without Aaron Gordon. Okay, so just the last 3 without Aaron Gordon, but in the last 3, he's averaging a dumb amount, right? 3, he's at 26 PR. Yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Why would he not do this? Like, because he's not going to get minutes against the Pellies? Yeah, he is. Like, yeah, this is great. I love this. I'm hitting Christian Brown as well. I'm putting that in the in there as well. Thank you for that look. I forgot who brought that up already, but I appreciate you. I think it was you, Stan. Either way, that's a great look. Brown over 18.5 PR if you can get it. I think that's worth it. I think that's way too low. That's crazy. All right. And then first quarter stuff from, we can get first quarter stuff on Props Madness now, y'all. That is awesome. Shout out Pips, even though he won't make me a partner. It's fire that he did this. Philly, Orlando. Love Goga in this game, by the way. I don't think I made that clear. I think Goga over on the boards. I got it at 7.5. It's still 8.5 or plus money. I think the double might even be worth a sprinkle for him. That's a great look. Joel Embiid, Q1 points, 5.5. I see what you're saying. -115. He needs 3 buckets. He sucked in the first quarter of last game. We know that, but this is definitely a look at 5.5 for this. Well, sorry, what's he going to play? 6 minutes? That's the other problem. I try to stay consistent with that. If I'm playing first quarter points, I want to know that somebody is going to be out there for at least 8 to 10 minutes, if not the whole first quarter is usually what I prefer to actually play it. When was this game? Tuesday? And then he sat the back-to-back. Box score with JoJo. Let's look at the first quarter right quick. Q1. He took just 2 shots in 7 minutes as they try to ease him in. But it does seem like this would be the game that he'd come back and be pissed, right? I think that's a great look. I'm going to put it in the leans as well. 5.5 points is 3 buckets for the big man. Yeah, good shit, Stan. I appreciate that. That's his double price. Okay. I was like, the books are on it with you. Let me know what so it's 19-1 for the triple-double. That might be worth a sprinkle, right? Put 0.2 on that. Looking pretty good. Still make about a unit back. So, or more than that, rather, excuse me, 2.2 times what? Basically 2. Yeah. So yeah, you basically just make 1.4. All right. Let me add that to the bottom line, which is I do like I got the Brown look. Did I just have one more? Oh yeah, the Embiid first quarter points look. I do think that's worth a shot. If you believe, now this is narrative, right? This is not like math and minutes, and it's just, do you think Joel is going to come out firing because he's pissed? He sucked last game. They've been losing. They need a W. Blah 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 blah. He will probably beast Goga, to be honest, as well as Goga's played. But over 5.5, 1Q points at -115 is a play. Good look on that, Free Sauce. Finish it off with the video on YouTube. Will have a pinned comment with all the stuff we have in here. We got a lot of stuff in here that's rolling on the bottom line right now that we looked at. I'm going to be finalizing these plays for the VIP. So if you are in there, stay tuned for the next 30 minutes because we got games starting soon. If you do want to join the VIP, link is in the description of the video. And we have the 40% off using the NBA pass. It's very, very clear on the storefront. Gets you into the VIP Discord. Also got the free Discord. Link is in the description of the video. Also got all the links to the tools that I'm using here. Props Madness, Outlier.bet, have Props.cash in there. Got the betting pros, all that stuff, all the free tools that are in there, and some that are behind a paywall, but most of them are free. Check all that out. Appreciate y'all. Some really good looks today. We've got a lot to play with today. So let's cash. Best of luck to y'all. And until I see you next, happy betting.